Welcome. You're right where you belong. Eugenia and I have been friends for 28 years, and while life phases and stages, racking up titles and all the etceteras in life keep us busy, we are intentional about keeping each other centered and committed, and to picking up right where we left off. After all, it's our life support.
Hello, and welcome back to Life Support. Today, we are discussing something I think every mom has felt at some point: losing yourself in motherhood. This episode explores the deeply personal and often unspoken experience of losing yourself and your sense of identity after becoming a mother. From the emotional shifts in societal expectations to mental health challenges and the journey to rediscover yourself, we offer an honest, supportive, and empowering conversation for moms at every stage.
Absolutely. Yes. It's one of the things that we really don't get a warning about. You love your kids, you're grateful, but one day you look in the mirror and you're like, wait, who am I
Yeah,
outside of really being a mom?
right. So today we're sharing our stories and how we're both working on finding ourselves again without the guilt. So let's get into it.
Let's just start at the realest point. When did you realize you lost yourself in motherhood?
Honestly, I would say it was after I had my third kid. Like, I didn't even notice it at first. I was just in survival mode, day after day, taking care of everyone else and doing all the things, but not really paying attention to me. And then one day I looked up and realized I wasn't doing anything that I like anymore for me. I wasn't dressing the way that I used to, I wasn't doing the things that I enjoyed. I was just mom all the time, and I love my kids, obviously, but I kind of forgot who I am or who I was outside of them. That was a hard realization for me.
Yeah, I definitely that resonates with me. I feel like it was shortly after having my first
Mhm.
that I realized, oh man, like I am really like pivoting, and I don't know if this is good or bad. I feel like I was able to manage fairly well with her, but it still was so many things that got pushed to the side that I enjoy. Aspirations or goals that I wanted to start working on that I would just, push to the side. I feel like for me, if I'm being completely 100% honest, it was an easy slippery slope because I feel like I had already lost quite a bit of myself after getting married.
Mm.
So it was very much like, let's add more to the bunch in the sense of, more stakes against Alexis and who Alexis is. What does Alexis enjoy? You know?
Yeah.
So that's when I first noticed it. I feel like when it took like a huge turn was after my third. It was during the pandemic. And I felt like I you know, was just really struggling, like more than I had ever struggled before. And a lot of that was because I was kind of out of the mode in doing certain things. And so the kids were, older, they were more self sufficient. So I had to like reboot, restart, and dealing with, bouts of postpartum depression, just really trying to navigate that while being stuck in the house. I
Mhm.
feel like took it to I'm off the deep end. Like it was just like that was it. Being in the house, being stuck in the house and trying to still stay afloat was like yeah, that
Yeah.
was when I knew, okay, we have to get this train back on track.
Right.
'Cause it's falling fast.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up postpartum depression because I never really thought about it until now. I'm like, I think I could have had postpartum depression. Like, not necessarily with my first, um, but I think maybe with my second and third because
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like overwhelming. All of it was just too overwhelming. And I don't think I thought that maybe, okay, this is how I'm supposed to be feeling, or it's just, like being
Mhm.
mom again and just going through the motions. So, wow, yeah. So I just thought about that. But, anyways, like,
Yes, truly. It a lot of times it's hard to decipher between what is normal
right,
exhaustion and just, it's a part of being a mom, it's a part of
right.
being a parent
Hmm.
versus, okay, girl, like we really aren't faring, well, and we've kind of crossed that threshold. It's a very fine line,
Hmm.
and then when you are still functioning,
Hmm.
it's hard to really acknowledge the postpartum depression because you're like, I'm still getting stuff done. So
Hmm.
perhaps I'm just in a little bit of a funk versus, this is really like derailing me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because once you become a mom, the role just like kind of takes over, in a sense that you become a mom to everyone. Like your kids, your partner, even conversations with friends. And without even realizing it, you can kind of lose touch with the woman that you were before all of that. Like
Mhm.
just being a mom completely takes over. And it's
Yeah.
like forget about the little things that make you you, your hobbies, your style, even like your quiet moments. They just get pushed to the side without meaning to. So it's not something that anyone really warns you about, but it's normal. And the good news is that you can find your way back.
Yes, you
Hmm.
can.
Hmm.
It is effort though. And
Definitely.
again, we're gonna do the helicopter around intentionality.
Hmm.
It's not easy
It's not. It's not.
because the demands keep increasing.
Mhm.
They change. Every stage has a whole slew of, responsibilities. And it's hard trying to figure out where you must insert yourself and where you need to dial it back to preserve yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like losing yourself is kind of like summed up with letting go of portions of yourself because you feel it's necessary to
Mm,
be able to gain um, normalcy
yeah.
in a new transition.
Yes.
You become emotionally overwhelmed, you are absorbed in the moment, and it's easy to compromise your values inadvertently because you're just trying to accomplish the goal.
Right.
And a lot of times it's based in survival mode.
Definitely.
There's definitely a lot that goes into it,
Right.
and creating new routines and setting new standards, even if your habits haven't been healthy or haven't been good, are extremely important.
Losing yourself doesn't mean that you're gone forever. You might have like some common signs or feelings, like maybe feeling like mom is your only identity. You may not know what you enjoy anymore. And that's something that I think that I was struggling hard with. It was like, what do I like to do anymore? Like what brings me joy? Or you could be constantly putting yourself last. You might feel like resentment creeping in. Like
Mhm.
it's very hurtful. Yeah, like you love your kids,
Yes.
feel like a little irritated that you never get a break. I can
Yes.
attest to that. Things like decision fatigue over simple things. Like, oh my goodness, like picking out what to eat or what's going to be for dinner. Okay. That, like, things feel,
We were
I'm,
talking about that last night.
yeah,
Yes.
early in that stage, girl. And then let me tell you, it's like when he asked me this, it might be like late morning, mid afternoon. Mom, what's for dinner? Every single day. And every time I hear that, baby, it just takes me to another place. It just that's
Listen.
like I try to plan my meals, but for
Yes.
days where I'm just like unsure, and he's what's for dinner? I'm like,
Well,
Boy.
that is the part of motherhood, and that is a lot of why you lose yourself.
Hmm.
Because even when you have a plan, sometimes days can be chaotic.
Right.
And when they are chaotic, you are just trying to make it through to the end. You're trying to make it through to
Yes.
bedtime,
Hmm.
right? And so it's like you said, like I, plan meals also or meal prep. So
Hmm.
let's just say it's the last day and, we've finished all that,
Hmm.
and, or we've been traveling so much that didn't have the capacity to meal prep around those times. So then it's like, do you not see me scratching and surviving here? And you're going to ask me what is for dinner?
Right.
Like, like it used to scorch my grits
Hmm.
when Joshua, I would be struggling literally all day.
Yeah.
And then still have to take him to practice. Practice would be so late at night. We wouldn't get home until like 9 o'clock.
Oh my
And
goodness.
on the way home, before we even turn into the subdivision, he's like, "Ooh, I'm hungry. So what are we eating for dinner?" And I'm like, you know, I want to fight because I'm just like, granted, I understand, honey, you're hungry.
Hmm.
I do realize that, but inside of me, I was hoping to eat air, and I really wish you would have done the same. Like, I'm tired,
Yeah.
you know?
You said eat air.
So,
I
because you're too tired, you're just too tired to do anything else. It's like, come on. Like, I'm happy that we made it through the day. And
Mhm.
the question is still going to be, what's for dinner? You
Uh,
know?
controversial question. Mm-mm.
Yes.
For me, it wasn't just about the big stuff. It was the little things too, like not picking out clothes for myself, skipping self care. That was a major one. Like I was
Ooh, yes.
there, and like just keeping up with the kids' schedules all the time.
Even the way I talked about myself changed. It was always like, I'm just a mom instead of talking about my amazing business or all of the fun things that I've been fortunate enough to do. Like it's always just mom, my mom responsibilities, my mom's schedule, and it just is a never ending, story. So I definitely get that.
Yeah. Let's talk about the mental load too. That invisible list we carry every single day. The mental load of motherhood is real, but losing yourself doesn't have to be the ending of your story, right? Yes, you're carrying a lot. Yes, your mind is constantly filled with everyone else's needs. And yes, it's easy to forget about you in the middle of all that. But here's the reminder that you need. You're still there. That woman you were before motherhood, she hasn't disappeared. She's just been a little quiet for a while. You don't have to overhaul your life to find yourself again. It starts with small moments like 5 minutes for your thoughts, choosing an outfit that feels like you, saying yes to something that lights you up. Motherhood is a part of you, but it's not all of you. The mental load is heavy, but reconnecting to yourself can be light, slow, and gentle. One step at a time, you can carry both being a mom and being you.
Now, here's the important part. How are we finding us again? What is working?
For me, I try to schedule intentional time. Like even if it's just 10 minutes, I usually try to do early in the morning. And I think I've touched on this before in a past episode, but I try to do early in the morning, my prayer time, my journaling, writing down notes, just some quiet time for me. I try to do every morning. Now, what I am going to start trying to implement back is my workouts. That'll be a little me time as well. And I'll typically do that during my toddler's nap time or something like that. I'm trying to reconnect with like old hobbies, like things that I loved to do before motherhood. I love to sing, and that doesn't mean that I'm trying to like be a singer or anything like that. But even if it's just like if I hear a song that I love, just singing that song out loud. You know what I mean? Like just embracing that. And also just like starting to do more reading than I've been doing. And the last thing that I'm really trying to work on is invest in my appearance, like dressing up a little, cuter, doing my hair, maybe my makeup every now and then. Because, baby, it was just slick back buns, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Joggers, leggings, and a t shirt.
Hmm.
Know anything. So I'm trying to prioritize my appearance a little bit more. So, Alexis, what about you? What are you trying to do?
I am right in line with that. I definitely take the time, as we've spoken about before, take the time earlier in the morning before everything starts
Right.
to have time with me. Yes, that does mean that I am waking up at 5 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
but it's necessary to survive the day.
Right.
Just having that time in those moments with myself. I have really started journaling more. I've started getting into just shows that I enjoy watching because there was a whole span of time where I didn't even watch TV in
Oh,
any way, shape, or form.
girl,
I know, I know, because I was just so tired and so just
exhausted.
buried.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's, something also, the whole investing in appearance. I definitely am really trying to re-up the ante. I went from, having to do it work-wise before I began working for myself. And so that really was a chore. I still didn't enjoy it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It still was, I'm, putting on makeup because people are going to be scared if I don't. You get what I'm saying? Not because it's like, ooh, I enjoy this, and it used to be that. It used to be, ooh, I enjoy, ooh, what's that new eyeshadow? Ooh, what's that new lip? And that went out the window. And so finding enjoyment in those things and really reducing myself in some of those aspects to, I'm just a girl. I
Mm-hmm.
can't forget that. I am just a girl, you know? And a lot of times it's easy to let that part go. I am embracing the, showers and baths, elongating them like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I am getting ready, just like you, to really prioritize my fitness and getting things back on track and getting them back to a place where I feel good about how I'm presenting myself, you know? So that's important. I think looking good helps you to feel more in the moment and like yourself, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I mean, there's certain things that will probably never
Yeah.
return. I feel like with each child, you lose a part of yourself and you have to build a new part of yourself, you
Yes.
know? And
Definitely.
so I know for me, certain things that will never return will be all kinds of assorted color lingerie. That ship has sailed and it's not getting ready to happen. The bras are black, the panties are black. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I have a couple nude combos, and that's going to be that. Just because I've always been, a person who was like, oh, it's got to match, and then it became complicated, and then nursing, all of those different types of things. And it was just like, no, black matches black. And so everything will just be that, just so that it is cohesive, but I can't care anymore.
On that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I'm sticking to
Yeah.
the blacks and nudes and things like that now. I used to
Yeah.
be, I wanted,
Yeah. So I'll find little cutesy things,
yeah.
but they're gonna be black or nude. Like
Yeah.
I'm not, no. So that will never return. And honestly, I'm okay with that part never returning because that was an element of perfection that really kind of um suffocated progress of my internal being.
Hmm.
Always being like, oh, well, it has to be this, has to be that, has to be look like this, and just really being fixated on ideals or what society feels like, things should be, which I know we get enough of that with being moms.
Right.
and it's always a task, it's always something to analyze,
Yeah.
so when you can simplify other parts of your life, that's where it's at. So yeah, that part will never be returning. Buns, I was always, bun life beforehand. And so honestly, I probably will return to bun life like day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can do some things with buns now, okay? Like they can be cute.
They
But I used to put that effort into my buns being cute. Little flippy ponytail or, my bun looking really cute with little wispies.
yeah.
And my bun has been looking like survival these days. And so if I'm going to do it, I got to do it.
You got
So, it's just stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that. My buns were struggling buns, okay?
Yes.
I do a bun.
I love wearing my hair down, but it's the unpredictability that stresses me. So
Yeah.
I have to remove the anxiety,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's just a process. Like with me wearing my hair down is honestly, I could say it has gotten easier over the years. I don't know why or how, but it has.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm still honestly bun life. But like you said, you gotta kind of jazz it up a little bit. I like to have my little baby hairs popping.
Yes. And they are all the time.
That's what I like to do. But
Yeah.
okay. Remember, finding yourself isn't about going back. It's about reconnecting to the version of you that's growing alongside motherhood. And you have to be okay with asking for help too if you need it. Like, I need time alone, not just a break.
Exactly. And dropping the guilt. We are great moms when we're ourselves too.
Right. Exactly. So if you're listening and you feel lost in motherhood, you're not alone. We've been there, and honestly, we're still figuring it out.
And that's okay. This isn't about going back to your old self. It's about becoming your next version, woman, mom, and all.
Yes. So thank you for listening. Make sure to share this with another mama who needs to hear it today, and let us know over in the comments or on Instagram how you're finding yourself again. Next week, we'll be discussing the unpredictable reality of morning routines. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
If this episode inspired you, we'd love to hear your biggest takeaway. Slide into our DMs on Instagram at @thelifesupport_.
If you haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a Power Hour pep talk. And leave a comment. It helps other mamas find us and transforms one mom's hustle into all of our community boosts.